It's been a little while since I did a Q&A, so I put out a handwritten call on Twitter, Instagram, and the community tab right here on my YouTube channel. So I thought I would answer some of the questions that you've been asking me. Rebecca asked, how old were you when you started getting into sewing and crafts? I've been crafty since before I can remember. My mom always tells this story where I had an art easel set up in our basement with like a tarp under it, so if I made a big mess with the paint, it wasn't a big deal. I was maybe 2 or 3 years old, and she would let me go down there and work on my paintings whenever I wanted. And the easel had like this huge pad of paper, and there was one day that she said I came upstairs with a sheet of paper from that pad, and she describes it as just this beautiful painting of a tree with a squirrel, and she was just completely stunned because apparently it was much better than what normal 2-year-olds would create with some paints on an easel, and she likes to tell people that story. I've heard it a lot. But even as I started to get older, if there was something I didn't own that I wanted to have, like a dollhouse or clothes for my dolls or things like that, I would make them. I get so excited whenever there was a box my parents were throwing away, or I would use paper, or I'd use other items around the house to create stuff, and I would just make things. That's always the way I've been, and the internet has been really great for me because you can learn to do basically anything for free on the internet. So anytime I'm excited about a new medium or there's something I really want to make, I can just look up how to do it, and I think that's amazing. George asked, when did you start loving Harry Potter? I believe I was 11 or 12 years old. It was between when the 3rd book and the 4th book came out, and also the first movie had not come out yet. And I was given the first 3 books as a gift, and I read them all and I loved them, and I've been a big Harry Potter fan ever since. I started getting involved with the Harry Potter fandom when I was in middle school. I was around Harry's age in the first book, so it was kind of perfect. Do you have a favorite Pokemon? Of course I do. Where is it? I thought I had it here somewhere. My son was playing with it. I don't know where it went, but Emolga is my favorite Pokemon. At some point during, I think it was Pokemon Black, I realized that it was just the most unstoppable Pokemon I'd ever encountered, and also really super cute. I've always liked the cute ones, but if they don't hold their own in battle, I don't waste the spot on my team for them. But for some reason, the combination of electric and flying type is just like unbeatable. Because normally with electric Pokemon, you'll be worried that they'll pull out a ground move and then you just will not be able to defend yourself. But ground moves are not effective on Emolga because it flies. So basically you win every time forever, and it's the best. Which application are you using to edit your videos? I edit my videos on Final Cut Pro 10. I really like it. I was using iMovie before that, and I find that it's a very similar interface, so there wasn't a whole lot of a learning curve, and I can do a lot more with it, so that's pretty great. What is your favorite DIY craft that you have ever done? I am pretty obsessed with the Bowtruckle plushies that I posted on this channel a little while ago. Normally when I make stuff, I don't usually keep it. I give them away as gifts and I sell them, and this was the first thing that I made where I was like, I'm keeping this. This is mine. I think it's really cute, and I loved the Bowtruckles in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and I'm just, yeah, I'm really happy with the way it came out, and I'm excited that I finally have the DIY tutorial to share with all of you. David asks, how or why did you get started with YouTube? Has it maintained that original meaning for you? Has it gained additional meanings over time? When I started on YouTube back in February 2006, it was a very different website back then. It wasn't the kind of site where you go into it with a goal to become famous. It wasn't even really a place where you would present something very polished. A lot of people back then were using just the iSight cameras. Some people weren't even editing them at all, and it was just kind of a place where you could express yourself in video. And I started my channel for 2 reasons. One was because I liked filming things. I had a video camera and I would just make little videos, and I wanted to be able to share them with my friends. And up until YouTube became a thing, it was very hard to share video online because you needed a place to host it and you needed enough bandwidth to support however many people were watching it. So when I discovered that YouTube was a thing, I thought, perfect, this is a great way to share my videos that I've been making with my friends. Around that time, I had started my first wizard rock band, and we were performing at shows, and there were a lot of people online who liked our music who couldn't come to see us because we were only playing like right around where we lived. So I started filming our shows and putting them up on my YouTube channel, and that's kind of where it all got started. That's how I formed more of an audience. A couple years later, I started vlogging and just talking to the camera about my thoughts, and I kind of fell in love with the whole idea that this was a community where people could share their thoughts and feelings and make things and just express themselves through video, and I've been really enjoying it ever since. Do you still have time to play guitar? Funny thing about time, I don't have time for anything anymore. I don't really play guitar as often as I should, But I'm really lucky that people have been inviting me to perform at shows, so I have been practicing for those shows, and that's kind of the only opportunity that I get to play guitar anymore, is when I have a performance that I need to prepare for. But more than anything, I love being able to play for an audience, and getting to be on a stage and have people singing along with me is just the best feeling in the whole world, and I would love to keep doing that. And I'm really lucky that when people plan events that they think of me and they want me to be there. If you could have any magical beast as a pet, what would you have and why? Probably a bowtruckle. I know I was talking about bowtruckles earlier, but I probably would have a bowtruckle. I just have like a little friend that would sit in my pocket, and I love that it looks like a little plant and they have so much personality, and yeah. As somebody who's followed you since the 5 Awesome Girls days, I'm curious, what's been the biggest change in you since graduating from college? It was an incredible life change for my mood in general. I did not like college. You may remember this from my 5 Awesome Girls videos. But the whole time I was kind of forced to study something I wasn't really interested in, and I wanted to be doing creative things, and I wanted to be traveling and performing and working on all of my art. While I was there, I think one of the most important things I learned is to stop caring what people think of me. And that helped me get through it. It stopped mattering to me that people weren't interested in being my friend, and as soon as I stopped caring about that, I started making actual friends who did care about me. But once I was finished with college and I became financially independent, I had the freedom to do whatever I wanted to do. And that was the best result that ever could have happened out of those miserable 4 years. After I graduated, I started touring full time. I feel like I really came out of my shell because I wasn't so sad anymore. A lot of good things did come out of my college experience. I met some really wonderful people, and I got to take a lot of really cool art classes, and one of my psychology professors was really amazing and kind of changed my whole outlook on everything. But I'm glad that I finished and I don't have to do it anymore. I'm so glad it's over. Have you had people tell you that what you do isn't a good way to make a living? Yes, many times, and they're wrong, so I stopped caring about that. I had to prove to a lot of people for a long time that what I was doing was worthy of my time, and now people will listen because I stuck with it. I think they thought I just woke up one day and wanted to be creative. And there may be a point in my life where I have to get a job just because I need to make more money than this, but I'm really lucky that I get to do what I love right now, and I'm gonna keep at it for as long as I can. That seems like a good place to stop. Thanks so much to everyone who sent in questions. Remember to click the notification bell on YouTube and to follow me on social media at LaurenFairWX so that you catch me the next time I need some questions for a Q&A. It'll also help you keep up with me and hear about what I'm working on. I hope you're having a good day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.